Hi, I'm Annie Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington REALTORS Legal Hotline lawyer. Welcome to August 2024. This month is going to see the implementation of practice and forms changes associated with the NAR settlement agreement. These practice and forms changes will affect all brokers in Washington state, not just members of an NWMLS. All brokers need to get education about the practice and forms changes. The topic of today's video, however, is Form 1A-SWF. SWF stands for statewide forms. Form 1A and 1B are the listing agreements used typically by members of an NAR/MLS. Members of RMLS might also use the RMLS listing agreement, but this video is focused specifically on Form 1A-SWF users. You need to replace your existing listing agreements with your active listing sellers. So if you have a seller whose property is in the active market right now, it's in the MLS, it hasn't sold yet, it's still an active listing, but it is based on a listing agreement that was executed prior to August 1st, 2024, you need to replace that listing agreement. For any listing agreement that you enter between now and, well, just now going forward, you should make sure that you're using the Form 1A, SWF, with the August 2024 revision date. And if you have a listing agreement, Form 1A-SWF, with a revision date prior to August 2024, then you need to replace it. Why? Because when the NAR settlement practice change takes effect for NAR/MLSs, there will no longer be a field in your MLS printout for seller's offer of compensation to buyer broker. You need to have a listing agreement consistent with that. If you're using the old Form 1A-SWF, then seller has instructed you as the listing firm to offer compensation to the buyer broker. After your MLS changes the listing fields to remove any offer of compensation from seller to buyer broker, you will not be able to perform that term of the old listing agreement. You need to replace your listing agreement if you are a Form 1A-SWF user. It is my understanding that if you are an RMLS listing agreement user, RMLS will be releasing an addendum that you can have your seller sign instead of replacing the entire listing agreement. You could replace your old RMLS listing agreement with a new RMLS listing agreement, or you can use the addendum that RMLS will release for that purpose. If you are a Form 1A user, which means you're a member of Northwest MLS, you are not required to change your listing agreement. Some firms may instruct their brokers to update or replace listing agreements with sellers, even if they have used Form 1A, the Northwest MLS listing agreement, as their listing agreement. But that is something, brokers, that you should ask your designated broker about specifically. There's not an industry-wide change that would require you to replace all Form 1As. Form 1A-SWF, got to get it replaced before your MLS changes its MLS printout to remove that field for seller to offer compensation to buyer broker. Okay, the good news is the Form 1A-SWF is now available for your use in its revised form. If you access forms through Express Forms, through the Express Form platform, you will find the updated Form 1A-SWF and the 1B-SWF already there. So access those forms, use them for any new listings, use them to replace the old listings. If you access your forms through zip forms, they're not there yet. But Washington REALTORS has made the revised Form 1A-SWF available to our members. Visit the WA Realtor site and you will find a link to the revised Form 1A-SWF until it can be made available on zip forms. If you have questions on this topic or any other, well, first of all, sign up for a class. Please get education on these issues. And then, if you have questions on this topic or any other, ask me a question through the legal hotline, warealtor.org. Thank you for being a Washington REALTORS member.